Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mr. Pop Dad Thang is in the building. Let me straighten my joint on me straight and do that. Yeah, that's me, the one on triple G.O.D. Mr. Pop That Thing. You just heard me. That's what I said. I'm Mr. Pop That Thing. That's me, the one on triple G.O.D. Man, and as usual, always surrounded by my family squad. You know who they is. You the most important you. Yes, you. You're live right here with us, right here on Team GRF TV, still in the middle of the Gadget Spectacular. Live on a new episode of the Savage Era, talking about day numero uno of Wrestle. Wow. Like, I just had like a literal thought, like, that sounds weird as hell to say. Day one of WrestleMania. A WrestleMania so big we had to pre-tape it, make shirts about how you couldn't be there because there's a virus killing up the world, and wrestling and stuff. But seriously, day one of WrestleMania is in the books, and I'm going to say this up front. Sometimes a bad thing can make good things happen. That's all I'm going to say. That is the tagline for day one. Because there were things that I was legitimately surprised by, given what this was. And honestly, and I'm going to say this live, I really think this issue that we are currently having as a human race right now, as a global phenomenon, and it's not a phenomenon at all because it's murdering folks, is I think there were a lot of changes to what was supposed to be, if there was supposed to be a WrestleMania on Sunday and then a Raw and a SmackDown after that. I really think that what's going on in our world has literally affected booking, and that's crazy. To think that a worldwide thing is affecting how business is done in wrestling. But yo, I will say this. I don't, well, actually, I do know what to say, but I'm trying to find a respectable and proper way to say it. I have said a lot, thank you, in my other videos to everybody who's still going out there to make sure that the world still works the way it's kind of sort of supposed to in light of what's going on outside of our own homes. So thank you to y'all. Like, thank you to all the wrestlers who still have an ability to pro wrestle, and there are a lot of people who, because of how they do, they losing out, and that's bad. So if you love something, go out there and support them. I guess that's the thing I'm putting out there front, whether we talking about your wrestlers, we talking about your healthcare workers, we're talking about your bus drivers, your postmen and ladies and all that stuff. Say thank you when you see them, man. Show them some love, but buy it. Give them 50 feet, though, so you're not getting nobody sick. But I just want to say thank you. Like, the WWE got a legitimate point when Stephanie opened, like, yo, we just trying to give you something to distract you from what's going on outside for a little while, and I respect that. But I really honestly hope that this is kind of like the WWE going to take a break, and that more pro wrestling organizations going to take a break for a minute. We'll survive. We'll survive. We'll get over it, but it's best that we stay safe out here, and I really think that's what's important. The welfare of the people going out here risking their life, not only because they diving off a top rope, but simply because of what's going on outside our homes. And it's like, it's crazy to think about. But enough of that old depressing and shit. Like, we got some pro wrestling to talk about, so let's do that. Night one of WrestleMania, it still sounds confusing in my own brain to say, is that we had a couple of matches, because that's kind of how a wrestling pay-per-view works technically. So let's start off at our kickoff show with Cesaro and Drew Gulak. Now, I'm just going to stay here for just a brief second because we've got real things to cover. See, my problem with this whole match was I expect a lot more when Cesaro and Drew Gulak get in the ring, and this wasn't that. Regardless of whatever WrestleMania is supposed to be because of what's going on outside our doors, I still expect a better wrestling match for the two of these gentlemen. It was alright, middle of the road, nothing special. That airplane spin finish, dope. Rest of the match is not living up to the quite caliber of what I expect from Cesaro and Drew Gulak. That's just all the fuck it is. So, we're done here. Now, how about WrestleMania Day 1? Again, still kind of confused in my brain. I'm going to make this reference the whole video, aren't I? Probably so. But let's get off WrestleMania for real. We opened up WrestleMania 36 for real with a women's tag team championship match with the Kabuki Warriors versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross all of a sudden figuring out she got an ass. And it's just like, that whole thing had me kind of like, you now just noticed this. Like Streets knew. Like Streets knew we knew. Then you came up there wiggling. I'm just kind of like, already. But anyway, no bullshit. Seriously. This is one of those matches where it's like, I really think that what's going on outside our doors kind of sort of affected the finish. I'm thinking it's just some wrestlers who just want to just go to the crib and go chill. And I'm like, I think Oscar would just much rather go make Contest on TV than wrestle. And that's just me being stupid. But that's just kind of what I honestly believe, which is why we have new tag team champions. The second time reigning, defending, undisputed women's tag team champions of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Match was hot. What I really appreciated about the match the most, my girl Oscar, my girl Kyrie saying what a lot of tag team offense in this one. I'm a sucker for tag team offense and tag team matches. Like, that should not sound surprising to you in any way, but I'm a sucker for it. Like, I'm a sucker for tag teams working together, putting the offense on. And the Kabuki Warriors had a lot of that, but it was a lot of ebb and flow here. It was a greatly paced match, and it's like, and when it was time for that turn to come, for Alexa Bliss to hit Twisted Bliss, and for them to be the tag team champion, that smooth flow came right as when it needed to. Just crescendo match nicely, like I said, nicely paced, nicely timed. Not too much wrestling match, not enough wrestling match, just right. And sometimes that's all you gotta do. Give the streets a just right wrestling match, and that's just what this was. Great match overall. Oh wait, second here. You know what? We can't address this. I'm gonna lean back. Y'all don't see off the frame there's a chair that I'm leaning my arm on, so I can do things like this. So when I don't give a shit about something, I can do this in my chair and be able to have the bracing of not being able to fucking care. Because King Corbin and Elias don't care. But I will sit up for this though. Here's the question I have. It's been weird over the past couple of months of this whole we're kind of pushing Elias as a face thing. And let's just be honest, Elias don't work as a face, bro. It's not work. I'm like, let's put it, let me rephrase that. It's not working for me. How about that? How about we just put it where it is? It's not working for your boy Uncle Triple, okay? Not working for me. Like, the thing is, yeah, I remember he was Elias Sampson brain. I don't know why you had to go dig that deep to remember he was once Elias Sampson before, his name got cut off or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. But again, like I said, the build up for this has been a while. Let's push people off the top of things, guitar shots, blah blah blah. I am not interested in it anyway. The thing I have to say, given how the thing happening outside our doors affects things, poor Corbin. I'm like, that man had all the heat. He had the heat. He had the flamethrower. You got the juice now. And now it's just like, he lost to Elias in a roll-up with the tights at WrestleMania. No, let me get this frame. Let me get out of it. This is where we are right now. Why? Like, I'm like, my thing is, I don't know how the streets feel. I'm not feeling Elias as a face. I think King Corbin deserves better, and that's just kind of where we are. I never thought I would say those words. The King Corbin deserves better, but honestly, given the build to this, it will, man, whatever. It's just like, I'm not here with you. I'm not here with Elias as a face. Poor King Corbin in this match for no reason. Just like, I guess he got his run back because he got pushed off a stage. But I'm like, you do what it is that you can. Remember, we've been talking about that whole thing of the thing happening outside our doors affecting things? I think this is where we really start to really feel the effects of the thing happening outside our doors right now, because even given that this match was off the meter, even given that, yeah, you get the man and you get Shayna Baszler, for real, Shayna Bae-S-A-C-E-R, but regardless of that, if there was a Raw tomorrow, Shayna Baszler would be the Raw Women's Champion. Guaranteed. Given they when you, okay, I guess you can call a rocket strap to someone's back when you eliminate the whole Elimination Chamber field. I honestly literally thought that this was a done deal. I didn't really think that Shayna was finna walk in and squash Becky. Hell no. I really thought that Shayna was just gonna, that Becky and Shayna was just gonna whoop each other ass, and Shayna would just get that just a little bit more, just a squizzle, just a squizzle more, and she would have walked out a hard-earned fight as the Raw Women's Champion, and Becky would have just took a break for a minute because, again, Becky's been the champion since, I don't know, WrestleMania 35. So that's last year. Whole year the champ. And I'm like, year reigns as champion are not things that are abnormal in any way. No. I'll say this. Becky Lynch as the champion for the whole year has mostly been booked well. There have been things I could have done without Lacey Evans, high example here. I could have done without that whole program with her and pushing Seth Rollins and we're getting married and tag team matches for all the titles. No one wanted that. That sucked. And I really think that was probably the low point, the complete, utter low point of this whole title reign as of right this moment as we are speaking on day one of WrestleMania. It's weird to say, yes, but I did not expect this finish, and I really think that because of things happening outside our doors, it affected the way that this match was booked and how it finished. Literally, swear to God, on hook. That's what I believe. I honestly still believe, and now you can go back 2-3 videos ago of understanding and knowing of what happened. And I even said it, that I really honestly thought that Becky Lynch was going to have her 1-year reign. Somebody would dethrone her at some point. And I really thought that after Shayna Baszler murdered the whole Elimination Chamber field, that we would get to an instance of Shayna Baszler the champion. Becky Lynch would go take a break, and then Shayna Baszler would just go on a month-long tear until SummerSlam, at least murdering fools until either A, Sonya Blade came back, or B, Becky Lynch was like, yo, I want a rematch, and then, they would deal with that then. And then we'll take a quick break because we're going to get to our next match in a minute. I got to step away. So we'll be right back with more Savage Era after this pause. Unpause. Back to the show. Right back to the Savage Era, the one and only with you. Pause is a little more longer than I thought I had to. But you got to handle that business. But anyway, where were we? Oh, I remember. I was sitting there literally trying to figure out, the thing that's happened outside our door, how it affects booking now because it's a thing. I'll say it again, just because it's a pause. It's instant for you, pause for me, but me to get back on track. I thought Shayna Baszler. I'll say it. Shayna, if this wasn't thing happening outside our door, currently affecting thing that happens outside our door, Shayna Baszler will be walking into Raw as the Raw Women's Champion, and like I said, Becky will be taking a break. So that's just my stance on it, and I know probably because of the pause, I'm saying it twice in a row, but I'm saying it twice in a row because I can do that because it's my show, baby. I can do that. I just had a random thought about the Jenny McCarthy show, and probably none of you probably know who the Jenny McCarthy is. In the 90s, it mattered. In 2020, not so much. I don't know what Jenny McCarthy doing, and I don't want to shit on her, but I don't remember the last time I heard anything about her. So, maybe she got her comedy money and her Playboy money is living in peace now. Kind of what you got to ask for. But anyway, back to work. Our next match is, you know what, let's just say this. I wasn't really feeling Sami Zayn as Intercontinental Champion at first. I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't really, I don't think that before, even, I think probably around, when Sami won the Intercontinental title was really when the squadron of Shinsuke and Cesaro, who they have nothing else to do with kicking it with Sami Zayn as part of this stable, which I think is good business for all three of them, because it's the misuse of the King of Strong Style, but the misuse for over a decade of one Antonio. I can't even do it. Thinking about how one Claudio Classic Noli has been completely misused in the WWE as Antonio Cesaro, and as one of the first early victims of getting one half of your name chopped off. Of understanding that we talked about Cesaro earlier, and still to this day can still put on a good match. And that match with Drew should have been good, but it wasn't. But the thing is that this, like I said, this stable is slowly growing on me because, number one, it gives something Sammy to do where he doesn't have to be in Kevin Owens' orbit, which I think is the most important. Because for a very, very long time, if you remember, KO and Sami Zayn were in orbit all the time. The final time they're gonna have a match, and then they get drafted to the same brand again, and then they're having the same match next week. Cause right? So it's been this time, and we're gonna talk about the boy KO and the Money in the Messiah later. But again, I will sit up here and I will open this part, and I will straight say that this stable has literally grown on me, especially all they've had to do within things that is happening outside our door to really make a bill for what's going on. Now, originally, the thought before all this craziness happened is that somebody else was going to be in this match, but things changed. And things change. And that's just where we are. Speaking of the other side of this bout, Daniel Bryan, I'm like, the Daniel Bryan Drew Gulak thing then also kind of sort of grew on me, because Daniel Bryan got a cheering section now. He's mentoring somebody who really could use the mentoring. I'm not sitting there per se in any way that Drew Gulak is a bad wrestler or anything like that he needs Daniel Bryan. But I think the symbiotic nature of what it is they're trying to do works for the both of them. I really think that was a good pairing. Like whoever did that, applause to you for thinking that up, because given that he was making that jump from 205 Live to the Big Show or whatever, well, it's the big... No. But that Big Show do look kind of good. I'm not saying. Big Show is a sitcom dad. I'm seeing it right now. Like, I watched that trailer like, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, this might be kind of dope. Big Show retires, like, I got a wife at home. And I'm like, and I got 3 kids. I'm like, yo, Big Show, what up, Big Show? Like, I'm feeling that. So, but off topic aside, is that I really think that having Daniel Bryan, like, be right there with Drew Gulak, or the reverse thereof, I should say, is really going to help Drew Gulak in the long run until that point where we come back from things happening outside our doors and Drew Gulak betrays him, so we'll just wait for that. Anyway, I don't understand this match. I know why it's good, but I don't understand why I feel that way. But let me see if I can suss this out for myself, right? Sami Zayn spent half the match running, which is his gimmick now. I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be touched by nobody. That's how he ended up with the Intercontinental title, because of the Noodle Gang of tricking Braun Strowman into a 3-on-1 handicap match, which should have been a foregone conclusion, but yet his Braun Strowman's anger led him to lose the Intercontinental title. But as we'll see later, it don't really matter. But I really appreciate, like, that Sami Zayn is doing this chicken shit heel joint with Shinsuke and with Cesaro, and it's like literally like work getting over on me. I can't speak for nobody else, but like I said, like at the outset of talking about this, it's like it's grown on me, and I really think that this match really cemented that, yo, I'm kind of feeling this, even given the fact Sammy won clean. Like, that is the ending I don't get. That it wasn't no real interference, because the finish was Daniel Bryan does the suicide dive, then you get hit with a Halua kick while jumping off the top rope doing Daniel Bryan stuff, and he rolls him up clean. That's the part I don't get. Everything else was as a wrestling match between your chicken shit heel and the guy who does this is the kind of thing that, yeah, that's what you expect. But for then Sami Zayn to win straight clean, bro, and I'm just kind of like, really, WWE? Like I ain't mad. Yo, match was dope. Match was dope given the combustible elements within. No lie. I'm like, great match, because it's like, again, when you get Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan, you expect certain things. Now, I'm not sitting there per se, like, the match was good for the instance of the non-wrestling portion. Like, the wrestling was good, but again, just like I talked about Cesaro and Drew Gulak earlier, I expect a lot more when El Generico and Bryan Danielson get in a ring and fucking wrestle. So, given that the wrestling wasn't up to my standards for what I feel that both of them can put on a wrestling match for, I'm not with that. The theatrics of the whole Sami Zayn, I'm running around chicken shit heel thing, perfectly executed with the squadron in tow and Drew Gulak getting involved. That part was great. The wrestling wasn't up to snuff, and I'm not saying that it was a bad wrestling match, because as a whole, like, yo, it's good, but the wrestling could have been a little bit better given the two combatants in the ring. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So it is what it is. Let's move on real quick. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship defended in a triple threat match with 3 people in it. Now, the thing is that I literally was watching it and I paused it like when, because they didn't explain what was happening. Like they didn't explain like why this is happening until like the middle of the match. So we're like literally when Kofi walked out and no Big E, and I'm kind of like, huh? I like paused the video and I like went on the internet real quick and I'm kind of like, yo, what's going on here? And it's like, oh, the Miz is sick. So the Miz at home with Maurice and his multiple children, and you know Big E is probably gyrating somewhere, and you know Jay Uso is, you know, Jay doing Jay Uso stuff. Uso penitentiary, blah blah blah, right? So I'm sitting up here thinking, we are going to decide a tag team championship match in a single triple threat ladder match. Okay, so given, and I'm saying this because then I paused it and then I watched the whole match and my motherfucking blown, because given that again, let's listen to the 3 men who were in the ring: Johnny Nitro, Kofi Kingston, and an Uso. Cause Uso, you making me crazy. Blah blah. Look, one thing that I am going to say a little bit later, thing happening outside our door sometimes can indeed make things better, and I think this is one of those instances. This is one of those instances, real talk, that because of Miz not showing up, no Big E in the match, and only one Uso, it allowed the match to be something more different. Because let's just be for real, we know John Morrison can clown. We know Jimmy Uso can put some work in, and Kofi is the god of jumping on stuff. Like that's what he do. He do crazy ass. Like literally, like that Hurricanrana spot. I was done. Like it's like they sit up here diving off things. People get hit with ladders. I was done at that Hurricanrana by Kofi, Doc. I was over. I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out. I quit. I'm like, y'all can't do nothing better than this. But then the match continued to ramp up and continue to get better from that spot. But it's like, it was that moment my heart was just like, yo, bro, no. That was sick as hell. Kofi, man, I was like, ugh. Like literally, that's kind of where I was at that point of the match. It's like, I don't want to call this a spot fest or anything because it wasn't that. It was a well-executed ladder match. And as much as ladder matches have been done, knowing where the bar has been set, whether we are talking about label tag or we talking about ladder matches or TLC matches or things like that, I'm not saying it's the greatest ladder match of all time, but given things happening outside our doors and the way that you have to book something like that because you are missing combustible elements that would have made that match different. Because if this was a tag team ladder match, this would have been a whole lot different, because I could see what you can do with an additional Big E in the ring. I could see what you can do with the Miz in there. And I could see if Jimmy and Jay working on the same page doing work, like that would have been a different ladder match. And I don't know if the 6 of them together could have done a better job than the 3 that they chose to go out there to decide the tag team championships, which the Miz and Morrison retained. But point is, I think this was a call for the better. I'm sorry to hear Miz is sick. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you don't have to work. I hope you and Maurice and the kids, y'all will, all that stuff. Thing is, though, this is something that I really think was for the benefit of a better match, a better booking overall, and a match we can look at and be like, yo, that's sick. And it is what it is with that. So, Mojo Rawley's the new 24/7 champion, like you care. Gronk has been hosting wrestling stuff for days now. You also don't care about that because I don't. I'm not sitting up here saying I'm not happy that Gronk is finally getting his WWE career and all the stuff he's been wanting to do since he don't have to worry about being on a cheating football team. But weird of this. So if they trying to build something weird between the 24/7, what is it? 24/7, 48/7, 7-Eleven, I-95 South and North champion, the former or truth. But it'll be interesting to see what Mojo Rawley. But it's like, who knows what wrestling is gonna be in a week. So it could be Mojo Rawley could literally have this reign of social distancing or being champion for months because ain't nobody wrestling. So it'll be interesting to see like how that plays out, given like what the immediate future of this company is going to be as they provide you pro wrestling stuff. I'm gonna be for real. I'm gonna say this. I have been in and out this whole KO Rollins thing. I have been. It's like it's been hit or miss for me. It's been in and out. It's been a lot of craziness in this whole build-up. The Street Profits became the tag team champions at some point, and for some reason that I still can't make sense of, tomorrow night, the Street Profits are going to have to defend the Raw Tag Team Championships against best team in the business right now with my boy Angel Garza and Austin Theory for some reason, who they only tagged once on a Raw a couple of weeks ago. Boom. Don't get it. Don't understand that at all. AOP is off somewhere. Buddy Murphy. I'm sorry, not Buddy Murphy, just Murphy. He's somewhere. Who knows where he is. But even given that, like I said, I have been in and out. I've been in and out this feud. I really think that. Well, because I'm trying to find my words. Let me say it because I knew where I was going with this. This feud been burned down for a minute. No reference to the burn that down. The King Slam. No, right? No. No. However, usually feuds in the WWE don't go on this long. But given that this is WrestleMania season and you need to, put a little water in the ketchup and shake it to get the rest of the round so you can stretch the ketchup just a little bit, that's what this feud has been. Even given that, this is what I want. Because see, unlike the two other matches that I've talked heavily about when we talked about Cesaro and Drew Gulak and when we talked about Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan, this gave me everything I wanted. Because see, I expect certain things. When Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins or Tyler Black and, Kevin Steen, yeah. Do we say Tyler Black and Kevin Steen? Do we do that? Am I showing my age? No, I'm just fucking child. But seriously, the thing is, I expect certain things when certain people get in the ring, especially with big matches like these. I appreciated everything this match did. I even appreciate that Seth Rollins came out to the ring as fucking Jesus. Like, really, he came out with the Jesus garb. I was done. I was on the floor down laughing. I'm like, whoa, Seth, why, bruh? Like, he literally had on that Passion of the Christ fit on. I was kind of like, yeah, come on, Seth, really, bruh? I'm just like, yo. But again, one thing I will say, I appreciate the Monday Night Messiah gimmick. I think that's dope as fuck. And I really hope Seth keep that up for a while. I really hope they do not force Seth into a gimmick change anytime soon, because the Monday Night Messiah joint's sick. I'm like, that was one of the things that I wasn't on at first that grew on me, because it's not that I don't appreciate Seth as a face, but Seth do great heel work. Like the Authority stuff was some of the best stuff Seth ever did. Like the Shield unincluded. The stuff with the Authority, some of the best. J&J Security, Kane. I'm like, yo, that stuff was dope. That stuff was dope. So I appreciate heel Seth, dog. Heel Seth with a click with him, dog. I'm like, we do that. KO is KO. Poor Joe. Poor everybody that team with him or whatever, because it was end up with KO by himself. So it is what it is. The thing is, I appreciate everything that this match did. It's like, if it wasn't for some other matches on the court, this would probably be my match of the night. If it wasn't for the tag match we talked about earlier and something we're going to talk about in a minute, I'm like, I appreciated this match. It's like, given where we are right now, I'll say this. Match of the night probably would have been if Shayna Baszler would have beat Becky. I'd probably be like, yo, that's the match, just simply because I wanted to see that finishing payoff of Shayna murders everybody, and then she murders the one person you need to murder, and then she just goes on a murder spree. Murder spree's not happening. See, I wanted a whole bunch of death and dismemberment, not getting it. So that kind of brings it down for me. You know what I'm saying? This match was pretty dope because, yo, that finish suplex. You said you wanted your WrestleMania moment. KO with the elbow, bro. I'm just like, I was like, yo. I'm like, cause see, I honestly, and for real, given thing that happened outside our door, I gotta say there have been a lot of superstars. And I'm just saying it in WWE speak, but in a lot of professional wrestling things that I've watched, who have really adjusted to wrestling in front of nobody, who have really truly adjusted to wrestling in front of fucking nobody, and have really turned up what it is that they do by being better because they are adjusting to what this temporary new world is. And I'm like, I really think like, you probably wouldn't have been able to get a moment like that if it was 80,000 screaming fans. And I really think that's probably going to be the takeaway because, again, like I said, I got a feeling that day 2 is going to provide another one of those moments of, if it was WrestleMania, there's no way that this would happen at all. There's no way we could do it. So, given that and given what this was, I'm like, I really appreciated the match. So, it is what it is with that. Granddaddy Goldberg lost to Braun Strowman. No one cares. Look, let's just get to for real, because I want to get to the thing I want to talk about, so we can get you out of here. Look at me. I'm finna get real close. Braun Strowman finally wins the world title, but only because Cancer Joe had cancer once and couldn't wrestle because he was scared he was gonna catch that work. That's where we are right now. I literally had to lean forward in my seat, and I had to do that. The match was in garbage. Goldberg shouldn't have been the champion in the first place. I'm still salty. Still salty. I'm still salty that WrestleMania with no people or 80 million, that Goldberg would have walked in the summit as the champion. I'm still salty, family. Still salty because it still makes no, but it's like, again, because give me every reason to bring this up every time I get a chance. Kofi got murdered in 9 seconds, brought Brock Lesnar so we could do a angle with came up with Velasquez, bruh. WWE don't give a shit, dude. It's just like, come on, family. And it's like spears and power slams. It's like, but then you sit up here and you wonder, literally motherfucking wonder. Seriously, no fucking bullshit. Would this have been the same exact match if Roman Reigns would have been in this? So they would have been matching spears, and that'd have been it. And probably, I'm gonna tell you how the Goldberg Roman Reigns version of this match would have went. Goldberg would have still speared him. Roman Reigns would have got up, speared him, and Roman Reigns would have finished him with a jackhammer. I'm telling you, that would have been your finish. Roman Reigns with a jackhammer. I'm telling you, that's how dumb WWE books it. Literally, they would book a finish where Goldberg gets whooped with his own moves because somebody was playing Here Comes the Pain and was like, yo, press R1, R2, cuz steal that finisher, fam. Doink, and it's just like, no. Fuck no. No. This was stupid. This whole thing was stupid. We're going to see the other side of what happens when you decide to put a title on a 53-year-old old man and then give the title to somebody who, well, they may deserve it given, but how? So, here's what's going to happen. So, you've given Braun Strowman the title, and once thing happening outside our door is over, you got to get it over to Roman Reigns. So, Yum come get you some, because Braun ain't gonna have the title for long. He literally just lost the Intercontinental title at a 3-on-1 month-in handicap match to Sami Zayn with the help of Cesaro and the King of Strong. You know what? This is making my head hurt. This is making my head hurt. Jesus Christ. This would probably I probably had a this probably in the other dimension where normal WrestleMania happened. I would probably be having this same thought, except it would have been Spears on each side and a jackhammer finish. Actually, hold that thought. Hold that thought, man. Give me a second. I gotta make a phone call. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Did WrestleMania happen in your dimension yet? I'm just wondering. Because, yeah, you know what's going on in ours. We got that virus that's murdering things. I know, at least in your dimension, that didn't happen because China people didn't shut up. But, how was that Goldberg-Roman Reigns match? Uh-huh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alright, cool. Thank you, Alternate Universe Me. Appreciate that. That was Alternate Universe Me from Universe. What's the universe? W363J, I think that's the universe he's from. That is a universe where everybody loves strawberries. I don't get that. Like, strawberry is like the world food over there. What the? Okay, that looked weird on the camera because I'm looking straight at myself. But anyway, according to that version of me, yeah, it was the exact same match with Spears and a jackhammer. I'm a genius. It's like I can see alternate futures because I exist over multiple universes. Where, yeah, this made no sense. Goldberg shouldn't have been the champion. I'm like, it probably could have been a nice build of Roman Reigns and The Fiend. You probably could have done that. John Cena could have just told people they're not smarter than a 5th grader and no one would have been the fucking wiser. That's where we are. This match was fucking garbage. Okay? Fucking garbage. I don't care. I don't fucking give a shit. And this is not how I want to see Braun Strowman win the title. Because see, I am invested in Braun Strowman, the character. I am. I'm like, I've been in it, and I've been in and out on Braun Strowman over the years. I have been. Like, flip over an ambulance. Like, there's an ambulance flipping over like a table, bitch. I've been into that. Like, when he was whooping Roman Reigns' ass every week, I'm like, I'm into that because I want to see Roman Reigns get his ass whooped. I'm into that shit. But to win the title because Cancer Joe couldn't show up, bro, I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, hell, why Goldberg the fucking champion? The fuck? Whatever. Blech. You know what though? We get to end day one on what I think is probably one of the greatest wrestling spectacles in the history of any version of mankind. Because when AJ challenged The Undertaker to this Boneyard match, I spent days sitting up in my head like, the fuck is a Boneyard match? And then the match happened, and I'm just like, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And it's like, I'm like, and the thing is that we've had, you know, the Delete stuff. We had the Bray Wyatt stuff and all that stuff. This was on another level. Because I'm going to say this. There are only 2 builds during this whole WrestleMania thing that I have been into. It has been shit-talking AJ and Edge and Randy for reasons. Shit talking AJ, I appreciate shit talking AJ, no doubt I do, cause he's sitting up there talking shit and got the boys with him like, and they're like, yeah, cuz, yeah, they sit back there like red and method on how high, get him. That's all Anderson and Gallo did. They just had a prayer, get him, man. Your wife ain't shit, get him. You old as a motherfucker. Get him. And he spent a month in the prayer like, get him. And I'm just like, yo, I'm with this. Like, even though, you know, with oil money, man, Undertaker had to come out there, nigga, come put some work on your ass. Undertaker had to come out there, hit you with one of them joints, let you know he's still the Undertaker. This whole match was like comedy. It's like everything that I want out of something, this match provided. That beginning when the hearse rolled up and AJ got out that coffin cut, I was done. I'm like, no, come on, AJ, you the goon family, you the goon fam. I'm just like, yes, yeah, buddy, do that. Undertaker, and then here come American Badass Granddad Undertaker cut. I'm just like, come on, cuz. Come on, cuz. I'm just like, come on, Undertaker. And then the match happened, and it's just like, every like the squad got involved. There was repeated use of a shovel. So Druids came out of an old farmhouse, for God's sakes. And I'm just sitting up here like, what else this match gonna do? It's like at the point when I thought AJ won the match, and then AJ was on that excavator dock, and Undertaker appeared up behind him in this blinding way. Like, I'm just like, WWE, what the fuck is you on, fam? Why? I'm just sitting up here like, come on, bro. You can't get better than this. You can't. And I'm sitting up here like, well, Undertaker just mystically got out the grave and appeared behind AJ. We're not gonna get better than this. Like, you're not gonna top this. And then that motherfucker, oh my God, that ended had me a tear, dog, crying laughing. Sitting up here like, he like, come on. He sat up here. He hugged it. He like, come on, son. I'm not gonna bury you. I'm not gonna bury you, man. You fall hard. I'm not gonna bury you. I'm not gonna bury you, man. Man, come on. You earn my respect. Undertaker put one on. Wow. Hit on one of them. Good night, bitch. And I'm just sitting up here like, oh my God. Here's the truth. Here's the legitimate truth. Swear to God. Hear the truth right here. We don't get a boneyard match if it's not the thing happening outside. There's no way the WWE could have put on that same exact match in a normal WrestleMania scenario. No way. So for all the bad that's going on, this is a highlight of what you do when you can when you are forced to innovate. When you forced to do something. When you were literally forced to do something. And I'm just like, I'm done. I'm like, I might have said things this match of the year, done. I don't care what wrestling do for the rest of the year. This is it. I don't know how much better you can get with a complete package of what dumbness can come from professional wrestling than The Undertaker and AJ Styles in this boneyard match at WrestleMania, bro. I'm like, my thing is, I say this. I know for a fact it's going to be some technical marvel that once we get past all this dumb shit, it is going to be some New Japan technical marvel or something from one of the indies that's going to come out and put some smoke out. Real shit. Like, AEW might do something mad dope. I don't know. I'm like, hell, tomorrow night we got the Firefly Funhouse match or whatever. Pee Wee Herman gets on in them. I don't know that. Don't quote me. I don't know Pee Wee Herman gonna be in that bitch. Don't we look over here. Look. Right now. May the 4th. April. It's May. God, where my head at? I don't know my month of the year. April the 4th, 2020. Best match of the year right now is this boneyard match, bro. This is it. This is it. We don't get any better than this. Like, if we gonna say the greatest match ever in the turmoil of what could possibly be the end of mankind, The Undertaker versus AJ Styles in a boneyard match. Cuz, get out of here, dude. Come on now. I'm like, my thing wasn't that. I'm like, I didn't know what a boneyard match was. It's like, if 2K21 happened to come out, like, can boneyard match be in a DLC? Because y'all ain't gonna actually make that. But y'all can do one of y'all little showcases around The Undertaker, like, hugging, like, the cover that did be The Undertaker hugging AJ Styles, whispering sweet nothings. I'm not gonna bury you with his ear cut. I'm done. I am done, fam. I'm done. Like, swear to God, I am done. Like, this is one of the greatest wrestling spectacles I have ever seen. This smash Laker reincarnation. This smash all that dumb stuff Wadnam was doing. Like, if we talking about, like, pre-tape spectacles, I'm like, hell, This sit up here and this sit up here and stomp all over the Section 8 on a pole match, bro. But that match was shitty anyway. But Section 8 on a pole match, I'm like, you know, for dumbness, like for just dumb execution of match, I kind of like, I thought that was always funny. But see, this was funny and actually fucking good, and that's what you want. Funny and actually motherfucking good. That's what you want. Boy, I have been waiting this whole video to say that the Boneyard match is probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen. But you gotta understand, I got a little more for shit. Like real talk, like your shit is like kind of like my normal. Like on my normal, if y'all ain't figured that out for the 4 years I've been doing this shit, like I got a low in bar. But this is up here though, and I don't know how much better, because see, I'm gonna say this on some real stuff, but let me sit up and say so I can get y'all out of here. In this time, because of what it is and how things are, you gotta innovate. And this couldn't have happened if it was 80 million people in Florida screaming their lungs out. You could have pulled off a Boneyard match. If this was WrestleMania, at best, this probably would have just been a regular open casket match. It would have I'm like, they probably, because it would have been a casket match, because they wouldn't have probably given what the stadium would have been able to do a Buried Alive joint. They probably wouldn't have been able to do a Buried Alive match. Probably not. I don't even remember the last time it's been a Buried Alive match. I couldn't even tell you. Like, it had to be like early 2000s. Like right before Undertaker took that long ass break. I think that was the last time they did a Buried Alive match for real. So I'm just sitting up here and I'm just saying, it may not be for the best that what's going on right now, but I'm glad that, man, the streets out here innovating, man. I'm like, again, I'm going to say it and I'll keep saying it all day. Let me say it. If it was 80 million in Tampa screaming their lungs out in that stadium, we wouldn't have had this experience. Because if they would have tried to do this, they would have half-taped it like the Section 8 on a pole match or whatever. It wouldn't have been the same. It's like the way that it was is that off the meter. I'm like, that's the one reason I kind of want to play 2K20 a little bit, even though I saw a video of it kind of being garbage. I wanted to see what they were doing with that Southpaw stuff, because I'm like, I love Southpaw Regan. That stuff was dumb as hell, and I appreciated that they allowed themselves to be stupid like that. But I watched a little bit of somebody playing it. I forget who that was. I don't know if that was Brian Zane on Wrestling with Regret. I think, you know what? I think that's who it was. I watched the Wrestling with Regret stream, and it's like, and he was playing it, and it's kind of like, you know, I see what y'all trying to do, but this thing that I love, that was this fun thing that you're trying to, you know, include in this wrestling game that's very fucking horrible, but hey, what you gonna do, I guess. But I really want to see other feds take a look at this Boneyard match to see what it is you can do and how you can innovate. Like I said, again, because of my low magical bar of things impressed God to me, is that I sit up here like, yo, I'm like, I love the delete stuff. I loved it. I'm one of those people who thought that while Matt Hardy, I thought Money Matt before that was pretty decent, just because it's in my head and I'm bringing it up. And I thought the delete stuff was amazing. You know, Vanguard 1 and your Spanish guy and your wife and your repeated children and your brother and the Lake of Reincarnation and all that stuff. And Matt Hardy still doing it and doing it great. It was just something about The Undertaker and AJ Styles in this Boneyard match and everything. And it's like, the thing was, AJ Styles is the one who helped this build along, because all Undertaker did was sit up here and be mad because this nigga talking about my wife, and I can't fault you, because we didn't see the Undertaker walking out there on Raw. We saw Mark from Calloway, and Mark Calloway was getting pissed, bro. He was pissed, bro, that this dude's talking shit about his wife, and then like he wanted to whoop his ass. And I can't blame you. I can't blame you that because you're Undertaker, but you're not the Undertaker. And your character motivation in this match, in this build, is you want to whoop motherfucker ass because he talking shit about your wife and talking shit about you personally as a fucking man. So I can understand it that way, and I can understand that the reason why it was built that way was because it was AJ Styles, and AJ Styles, you know, he gets personal in his feuds. It's like his feuds get pretty personal, and he gets pretty personal in them before someone else gets personal, or except in that case of of fucking Samoa Joe. Wendy. Wendy. But seriously though, like yo, man, yo, this was off the chain, dude. This is better right now, dog. This is I'll say this just so I don't cornhole myself, no homo. The real shit. This is wrestling spectacle of the year right now. Because see, if like I said earlier, if some technical marvel or something real dope happened later, stick my fork in like boneyard match, like the greatest time I've had watching the wrestling match this year, and we in April. This is the best I done had fun watching the wrestling match this year. Just saying, like real talk. But it is what it is. But yo, I'm a little hungry, and I've done all the talking I need to do, and it's early. It's early on Sunday morning. It's early on Sunday, so got day 2 to watch. I'm like. I got questions about some of the matches. I'm like, mainly right now, I'm looking at for real. Like, I'm trying to see what's going on with my boy, the Street Profits. I got a feeling they gonna lose. I got a feeling. I don't know why they would sit up here and literally put the belts on Theme and Austin Theory. I don't know. I'm interested to see like the ramifications of that Rhea Ripley Charlotte match. I'm interested in that most definitely. You know, Edge Randy Orton gonna be off the chain, and I'm interested in the John Cena match, no doubt, and we know Drew McIntyre gonna win. But it's how he's gonna win is how I'm interested in what this gonna be. Unless we get another man, because I don't even want to call Becky Lynch winning over Shayna Baszler a swerve, because it's like you expected that to happen and then it happened. So I don't know if you. It's hard to call things swerves right now when all this stuff is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to call it a swerve. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do that. So it's in this instance that I don't know. It's like, again, remember that one year we thought Roman Reigns was going to beat Brock Lesnar and he didn't. So there's that. So anything can happen. It's Vinny McDiesel's world. It happened because he said so. Yeah, fire. AKA the genetic cat Cameron, because I can't never forget that. But day 2 will be out. I'll probably have that out for you guys early Monday morning. So, friend, watch that, get some sleep, reflect, and then get that out to y'all. But seriously, we got plenty of more show for you. Yes, indeed. Mr. Pop That Thing, lean in or do it. That's me, the one and only triple the G.O.D, a.k.a. Mr. C-R-A-C-K, C-O-C-A-I-N-E, hashtag entertainment's #1 dope. Man. Yep, me, the baddest monster in existence. And don't you ever forget it. Always holding down my 6th green monster, Squish, Murder, and the whole squadron of congregation. Indeed, may they be praised. Betsy, Janine, Magdalene, and your girl, and mine. Monster in A.K. Miss Marcy holding down the streets as the ladies of rage and hold down your unos, doses, thraces, and quattros. Tramp. We stay winning! You're damn straight. So, it's what you do. You ain't subscribed, hit that button. If you ain't knowing what we doing, hit them bells. All my social media links are down below. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a like if you didn't like it. And leave a comment. Do that too. You want to support the show with your cash money? PayPal link and Patreon. Shout out always to my partner, Hentai Ron Bomber, and my boy Drew, a.k.a. Young Money Bags, holding me down on the tip. You know what it is. So, more Savage Era. You're damn straight. We got night 2, so I had that probably good for you. Like I said, early Monday morning. So staying tuned to the channel for that information. And still, indeed, we are still in the middle of the catch-up spectacular. Just like that, you know what it is. So, sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Plenty of more show for you and all of y'all, man. Yeah, seriously, real quick before we get out of here. Yo, wash your hands, wash your ass, keep your fingers out of here. Don't dig up your nose and don't suck your fucking thumb, okay? Don't do that shit, man. Do what you can to stay safe out here and be thankful for those who have to go out here in these streets and do what they got to do to keep this world spinning on its axis. And I don't mean that physically. I mean that literally. Don't do that. But seriously, stay safe out here in these streets, man. Uncle Triple, thanks everybody, you know what I'm saying, for keeping your social distancing, and everybody else that's got to do what they got to do in this world to make sure there's a better place for all of us. You got my eternal thanks. I appreciate it. No doubt. Seriously, though. More show for all of y'all. Wink right after these. commercial messages. Yeah. Go. We'll be back. More show for all of y'all right after these commercial messages.